I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
What is the dumbest thing I ever blew money on? Asked Shocks. I once, while inebriated, threw my card on the bar and bought a round on the house and cost $6,000. That's ridiculous. So the most frivolous thing I've ever spent money on, and I kind of regret spending it on. Let me think about that. The most frivolous thing I ever spent money on, and I regret spending it on. Well, okay. First off, when I was younger, all right, I used to go and travel the country to play Street Fighter. Now, normally, you're going to go to, I don't know, Tennessee. You're going to go to a random place in Texas or whatever, right? You would pay for the flight, the hotel, but it was travel and it was good experience for me. But what I would say is the trips that I took to Las Vegas, all right, I gravely regret spending all the money I did because Vegas was expensive, particularly if you got a hotel room at the venue of the tournament for like Evo Street Fighter Nationals. Basically, I spent so much money going to Vegas for like 3-4 years, and I never actually toured Vegas. I spent this ridiculous amount of money just to sit in a hotel playing Street Fighter all day. I greatly regret that because now I'm older and I'm like, dude, I've been at Vegas like 4 or 5 times, and I've never seen Las Vegas because I'm a complete idiot. Right now, I would love to have actually spent that money more effectively and actually went and saw Vegas as a vacation rather than just to play Street Fighter. Does that make sense? So I do feel like all that money investment, those trips, was a waste of money. That's number one. Number two, I would say that early on when I was a YouTuber, when I paid off all of my debt, which I did, then I had some extra money and I would just blow it on statues, collectibles, and things like that. So when I was working particularly on my show Project 7, which was a show that wasn't very good, but was meant to be a cheesy internet, like stupid comedy show with some action and dumb stuff, I bought a bunch of props, some of which we used and some of which we never did. One of the things I bought was a full-sized replica of the Avenger assault rifle from Mass Effect 3. It lit up. It was heavy as shit. It was like a super-duper detailed collector's item. It looked exactly like the Avenger rifle from the game, okay? It was around $900, okay? Plus tax, plus shipping. So overall, it was probably over $1,000 for that rifle. And I literally never used it for anything. Never. It was never used once. Just sat around in a box, and I don't have it anymore. It's gone. I also bought a whole bunch of statues, collectible figurines, things like that. Those things I actually had in the background of my videos, but if you added all those up together, it was definitely thousands and thousands of dollars, okay? And of course, let's not be stupid here. The one thing that everyone's going to call me out on, they're going to say, well, didn't you spend a ton of money on mobile games too? I did. Absolutely. Multiple different ones over the years, right? And all that was blown on literally nothing. Just wasted money. Stupid. But the funny part is, I don't think at any point was there one specific thing that I just dumped a bunch of money on, right? It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to spend $6,000 on one thing. That never happened, really. It was usually like, okay, if you add all of the statues and collectibles together, right? If you add 1 billion microtransactions for mobile games together, if you look at the cost of all the times I went to Vegas, then it adds up to a lot of money. But each individual thing wasn't one big purchase, if you know what I'm saying. I don't think, of all the big purchases I made in my life, I can't really recall one that, at least at the time, was a bad idea. Like maybe, okay, I got Shocks beat. You ready for this? I got Shocks beat. I once spent $125,000 on something, and it was completely a ripoff. It was completely a frivolous waste of money. That's absolutely true. I can vouch for that. I spent $125,000 on something that was a complete, just blew the money. That's right. It was the Connecticut condo, the one that I lived in Connecticut for a few years. I bought that in, what was it, 2007, I think? It was either 2007, 2008. And I had it till 2012, and then I moved. But the moment I bought it and moved in, I regretted it because it was so small. My neighbors were noisy. The condo association was fucking terrible. And the value of the house immediately plummeted. Plummeted. By the time that I got out of there, it was only worth like 70 grand. And it ended up getting, in my bankruptcy, completely abandoned. And they possessed it or foreclosed on it. That's the term. They foreclosed on it. And that, the mortgage company took possession of it. So not only did it completely screw me up because I overspent on it, I had absolutely no equity, no money. It was underwater with the value of the mortgage. Then it ruined my credit too. So it was like the really awful purchase. That's what I would say. The worst purchase I've ever made was that condo. The best purchase I ever made was this house that I live in right now, which is a townhouse condo, because this house has nothing but exponentially grown in value. I bought this house in 2014 for, I want to say it was like $250, but it might have been a little less than that. I can't exactly remember. Maybe it was like $230. Today, it's probably worth between 500 to 600 grand. So it's almost tripled in value in the 12 years I lived here. So pretty damned awesome, actually. Can you really call a townhouse condo a house? Yes. Like right now, my townhouse that I live in is bigger than anywhere that you live. The person who asked that question, it's much larger and much nicer than where you live. For sure, guaranteed. So it's definitely a house. Can you really call a townhouse condo a house? Yes. Like right now, my townhouse that I live in is bigger than anywhere that you live. The person who asked that question, it's much larger and much nicer than where you live. For sure, guaranteed. So it's definitely a house. Like the fact that I've lived in a private community for 12 years and had all these awesome amenities, all my yard work and everything gets done for me. I'm surrounded by beautiful flora and nature. There's all kinds of beautiful nature and stuff all around me, and all this is done for me, and it's safe. It's a private community. We don't have major crimes or any problems here because we're gated, and we have great police that come by and take care of prowlers and everything. The fact that I've had that for 12 years and you probably live in some shitty fucking tiny one-bedroom apartment somewhere and you're probably paying the same as I am monthly, yeah, I'd say I live in a pretty nice place, actually. Okay, I have to pee. So if you give me a second, I'm going to run and use the bathroom, and I'm going to come back, and we're going to start with Crimson Desert. Now, I'm just going to say this again up front. If you guys like Crimson Desert, if you want to see me keep playing it, all right, please support the stream. Let's get support, because yesterday, both streams did good but not great. Earlier today, my Dragon Quest stream did terrible. So tonight would be a great night for those who like Crimson Desert. You want to see it continue. Let's have a nice, engaged, and well-supported stream tonight to keep it in the rotation, and I will commit. I will keep playing it multiple times next week as long as it does well tonight. If it doesn't do well tonight and it tanks, then I think next week we're done with Crimson Desert and we're going to try new games. Okay? All right, give me a second. I'll be right back, and then we'll start. Everyone, Darkside Phil here. The only detractor channel that I watch is Duty Streams.